Hey, how's it going, guys? It's TheLlamaSir here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, we're going to be doing something pretty cool and showcasing for you the brand new black market mystery decal bubbly. That's right, so I know this is a little late. I wanted to get it out sooner, but I had a bunch of other videos to do first. But since I got bubbly in one of my crate openings, I thought I would show it to you guys with all of the best combinations that I've come up with, so that all of you who want to trade for it know exactly what you're getting and what possible things you can do with it. Now, before I get into it, I do want to say that this is one of my favorite decals now. I know when it came out, people were kind of on the fence about it. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it at all, just because it is a very unique pattern, a very unique decal. But once you actually get your hands on it and start customizing it, and hopefully I can show you some of that today, it is an amazing one to have. It's super noticeable from across the field, but it's not overly flashy like 20XX, which admittedly, if you don't like super animated decals, 20XX is way too much. But bubbly is super simple and it has a very nice fade to it that a lot of people do actually like. But anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoyed today's video or learned something new, be sure to leave a like down below, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so let's start it out here with how you can get bubbly and how you can trade for it, because there's pretty much two ways of getting it. Of course, just opening it from a crate, or as I said earlier, trading for it in terms of items. But I will say that I am pretty sure you can only get bubbly from the nitro crate. Now, that's not 100% confirmed. If you've seen bubbly or specter be dropped from anything besides a nitro crate, be sure to comment it down below. But as of right now, I don't think I've ever seen bubbly or specter being dropped from anything but the nitro crate. And along with that, this seems to be how it goes with previous mystery decals like 20XX. I'm pretty sure you can only get it from the turbo and nitro, just because I believe they try to separate the mystery decals a bit so that they don't get increasingly rare as you go through crates and have like 2 mystery decals added in each crate. Now, there could be a chance that it could just have inflated odds with the new crates, but again, I'm not 100% sure about that. But just looking at a bunch of crate openings, you seem to see people only getting bubbly and specter from the nitro crate, so I just stick with those to stay on the safe side. Now, moving on to the trading side of it and what this is valued at currently, and I'm going to be going through the Xbox prices, but this should be pretty relevant for other platforms. But as of right now, on Xbox, they are going from anywhere from 3 to 4 heat waves. It just depends a little bit on the hype right now. People are willing to pay more to get these items, and since they are more rare than, say, down the road in like a month or so, they are going to stay at this price for a little bit. Now, are they going to go down in the future? It's hard to say. Bubbly, again, is a very cool decal, and we've seen 20XX stay pretty high, but honestly, I can't say for sure. It could go down, it could stay at the same, but I could see it staying somewhere around 20XX price in the future, and at least not going below that. But anyways, enough time just talking about the mystery decal itself and the trading portion of it. Let's get into some customizations here, because there are some very sick ones that I came up with, and most of them actually were inspired by just messing around with zombas. The fade on the bubbly matches like perfectly with the different colors of the zombas, so that was a ton of fun to mess with, such as this first one here, which you've probably already seen from some of my videos, but it is the Crimson Zombas variant with the Crimson Endo, and it is personally one of my favorites, just because this version of bubbly, and it has the primary as a bright red and the accent as a lime, it matches the fade of the Crimson Zombas like perfectly. Like, just to look how it has crimson in the back, and of course with the Crimson Endo matching the main color of the zombas, and then having the lime in front and how it kind of fades into a yellow in the middle, just matches those zombas amazingly, and it has got to be one of my favorites. And then I put a lime tachyon with that at the end. And then if we switch over to the blue version of this car, I put a slightly darker blue as the primary and that same kind of bright red for the accent. And then putting it with Crimson Kalos just seemed to work perfectly for this one. And adding a cobalt tachyon, it works really freaking well with this endo. But moving on to the next one here, getting back into the zombas, this is the one with forest green. Of course, having that sort of lime-ish forest green color in the back as the primary and the cobalt blue in the front as the accent. It matches really well, especially with a blue tachyon. It is a very epic mix of colors, and the bubbles actually show up really well in this one. I really like how they kind of stick out. And then of course for the orange team, I decided to go with saffron zombas. Lime zombas were a little too bright. It just didn't seem to match up well with the bubbly. I tried a bunch of customizations, but saffron zombas matched really well with the primary yellow and the accent of the sky blue. And the sky blue tachyon just, it takes it home. It's one of the sickest combinations out there. Now, speaking of sick combinations, this is actually one of my favorites, just because pink zombas are insanely hard to customize for. Like, even with heatwave, if I switch over to heatwave, it does not look right. The yellow is just too much, and if you try to customize it with the pink of the red, the pink just doesn't go light enough to match a good customization. However, if you use this with bubbly, it is absolutely perfect. It matches that lighter yellow spot on, and then of course the pink, it as well is spot on. It is perfect, and it is by far one of my favorites. And then if you use neothermal with it, it goes with it really well, and it makes a very unique customization that you do not see very much at all. But then moving on to the blue side, you have the primary blue and accent purple to match those purple zombas, which do have an interesting fade of like a sort of pink and then like a yellow with them, which is almost impossible to match. But I think I did pretty well with this one. And then if you use flamethrower purple, it goes with it really well. But getting into some different cars here, and I will say that the bubbly goes with a ton of cars very well, but definitely does better if you have a wide area to show the bubbles moving along. And the mantis is kind of in the middle here. It has a lot of parts that the bubbly doesn't cover, but it still looks very good, such as with a white and sky blue variation, and with the white triplex and the season 2 prospect boost. It looks really good. I really like how this one came together. And then for the other side, you have that same kind of crimson zombas fade that I love so much. It's honestly got to be one of the craziest customization that works out really well. Now, 2 more customizations here. I had to do one with the white zombas, such as this one with the red in the back and of course the red flag, and then the white in the front as I believe the accent. Yeah, the white is the accent, and then of course with the titanium white endo in the white zombas. It is a very nice sort of Coca-Cola like combination. Now, I will say that the white is definitely not as white as it could be. There's something to do with the fade and how the bubbles react with it that is just a little slightly off of like a pure titanium white, and you can especially see that if you put like the titanium white Dracos with that. But either way, it's not that big of a deal, and it still looks very good. Now, as for the blue side, if you happen to have champion wheels, it looks amazing with the champion wheels. I mean, just look at that. If you choose the primary as the darkest on the right, the dark purple, and then choose the accent as a lighter purple right here, it matches those champion wheels amazing. And then with the white endo, there's just something about it that honestly is super striking and looks just amazing. Now, moving on to the final customization here with another similar blue, but with the sky blue zombas, which are a lot of people's favorite wheels. I love these zombas so much, and the bubbly actually matches them really well. If you choose to go with a primary sky blue and then just accent it with a light purple, it matches that amazing. And then you can choose a ton of boosts, but I just kind of went with pink tachyon because it seemed to match it very well. So yeah, sky blue definitely works out amazing. And then for the final customization of the day, the orange zombas are another one that just matches that fade in a perfect way. And that is saying something because orange zombas are very similar to pink zombas in that they're hard to make a good customization for, but the fade that bubbly has, if you choose an orange for the back and then a lime for the front, it matches those wheels perfectly. And then actually with the lime tachyon trail, because it has a little bit of orange to it, it actually makes for a very sick car for a wheel that you don't see very often. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for the customizations and of course the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below, and do not forget to subscribe, as well as check out some of my previous videos on the screen right now, such as a showcase and trade for the most expensive crate wheels that you can get, titanium white Dracos, and also another 5 facts episode based on the nitro crate items. But other than that guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm TheLlamaSir, and I will see you guys next time.